Guess what? I got a two-stroke, and I just want to tell you 5 reasons why I did and why you may want to think about getting one too. We're out here at beautiful Spokes Motor Park in Lockhart, Texas, where we do all of our racer training. If you have any interest in coming and training, this track is what you would be training on, so give us a shout. The first reason why I chose to get another two-stroke, I don't know if you have seen all our videos, but back in the early days, I had a two-stroke. I love the two-stroke, but it's been a couple years, 3 years, since I've had one. The first reason that I decided to get another one is because it's harder to ride. Just downright physically harder to ride. And my transition back into racing, back into riding, back into getting in shape more, I was like, a two-stroke is the best challenge for that, right? So just to kind of get me from riding the lazy bike, the 450, the lazy man's bike, back onto something that's taking a lot more input, just a little motivation. It's harder to ride. I wanted the challenge. Maybe you do too. The second, and probably the most important, it's just downright fun. It's fun to listen to, it's fun to ride, it's fun to listen to what people think about you riding it. It's just a fun bike to ride. And when you're not being super serious, I feel like that because it's lighter and more peppy and you control it with more throttle and clutch rather than just rolling on the power like a 4-stroke, it's just, you have a better time. So that was my second reason. El numero tres, that's number 3 for you non-Spanish people out there. It's cheaper, it's just downright cheaper. So if you're balling on a budget and you want something fun to ride and you're looking for a good workout, the two-stroke is the one for you, right? So it's easier to fix the engine if it blows up, cheaper to fix the engine, I should say, cheaper to buy in the first place. Everything is just cheaper. The fourth thing is, it's competitive in all the classes that I would ride. For instance, I could ride it in 250 Pro locally. I could ride it in 450 Pro. I could ride it in plus 25. I could ride it in plus 30. So there's 4 classes that I can ride one bike on. Otherwise, if I have a 254 stroke, then I can only ride that. I could ride it in the 450 class, but it wouldn't be as competitive because it doesn't have the power. So the way that I see this bike is it's got more power than a 254 stroke and a little less than a 450, so it fits right there in the middle. Maybe you have a little advantage on the start on the 250s, maybe you have a little less on the 450s, but you can manage both ways. The fifth one is gonna be it refines technique. It shows your weaknesses really quickly. It makes you have finesse going around the track. As you'll see in these videos of me riding today, this track's pretty rough and rutted, and it really is giving me a hard time. If I don't focus on my technique and focus on my timing, the bike shows all my flaws right away. So getting back into racing, that's what I wanted. I wanted that challenge with my technique and finesse. So it requires finesse and really good technique to feel comfortable on. And I wanted that challenge, maybe you do too. And speaking of challenging yourself, if you want some fitness tips, we've got a lot of messages about fitness tips. We have a link in the description below that takes you to our email list. If you sign up for our email list, we're gonna send you a free workout that you can do at home to help keep yourself a little more fit, especially over these winter months. So check that out down below. See you next time.